Now, I will never tell you to depart the dock by pushing off, okay? There's a bunch of things that could happen. Number one is I've seen videos of people getting pinned between the boat and the dock. I've seen videos of people falling off. I actually had an experience with somebody losing fingers because they thought that they could push off with a yacht, but wind blew, push them on the dock, lost some fingers between the yacht and the piling. So never push off, okay? Could be very dangerous, and everybody's being careful until something happens. Now, we have to get this boat off, and wouldn't you rather know how to drive the boat than pushing off, relying on pushing off? Okay, so it's so much easier once you know how to do it to just sit at the helm and drive the boat off. So with a boat like this, there's 4 ways to depart the dock. 2 ways using the steer then gear method, and 2 ways using the splitting the sticks method. And there's actually more than that, but I'll get into that in a second. First of all, let's say we want to get our stern off. Now, 80% of the time, you will bring your stern off first and have to back out, okay? That's 80% of the time. The other percentage of the time, you'll have to bring your bow out, and you could drive out like that. So starting with the stern first, because it's a little bit easier, okay? First thing you would do, the most effective way to do it is going to be that steer then gear method. So first thing is we are going to turn into the dock. It seems counterintuitive right now, but we'll turn it into the dock, put that port engine in forward, okay? Put that port engine in forward. That is going to push the boat stern out this way. Remember that pivot point's up here, so that stern is going to kick out a lot more than the bow will move in. And you're only going to leave it in forward for no more than 2 seconds, maybe between a second, second and a half, depending on your scenario. Back to neutral, and just let it drift in neutral, because the boat will still rotate like this. And being in forward for a second and a half is not going to get you enough momentum to drift into this boat. The boat's moved out like that. Now, steer, and then put this engine in reverse. And you could do that for, let's say, 3 to 5 seconds, and it's going to back away like this. Now back to neutral. At this point, when you're in neutral, you can just let the boat drift out for a while, but in this case, we have the boat right here. It's plenty clear. Now straighten the wheel, back all the way out with both engines, and you're good, okay? So with that, you wanna make sure you have a piling that's going to be right there protecting you, or a fender, and you can pivot off of a fender. Make sure you have a pivot point that's going to be right here, where if you touch the dock, it's going to help you and not hurt your boat, okay? So you're always paying attention here. Now, the other way of getting your stern off the dock is splitting the sticks. So same thing, you're gonna have a piling here or a fender here, and what you gotta do to get your stern off, use those levers, reverse, forward, and that's going to bring you back. But remember, if they're at idle speed, reverse forward, the boat's going to start drifting forward because there's less resistance in forward, so the boat's going to move forward. So what I want to do is leave this in reverse, okay? When you start feeling that reverse momentum, pop this in forward, okay? Then you start feeling that forward momentum, pop this back into neutral. This one stays in reverse, big deal. Reverse, back to forward, neutral, forward, neutral, and we're going to stay like that right there. And we're using one spot of the boat to pivot off of, because if we don't do this, then the boat will just drift forward and forward and forward and forward and potentially get into that. So that's why we do what we do. So that is getting your stern off the dock. And once you get to a point where you're right here, you could just leave it in neutral. The boat will just drift out, and then both in reverse, and you're good. Now the next thing, all right, we got to get our bow off the dock. So the easiest way to get your bow off the dock is to split the sticks and bring your bow off. The second best way is steer then gear, which is not as recommended, but you can still do it. So splitting the sticks to get your bow off the dock, what you would do, same thing, you make sure you have a fender right here or a piling that you're going to pivot off of, okay? Then you're going to go reverse, forward, because reversing and forward brings the boat this way, okay? So that bow is going to come out like this. Once you get to a good point, both in forward, and you drive out, okay? Now, same thing here, reverse. If you leave them both at idle speed, the boat will go forward and do this and hit that boat up there. So what you want to leave that in reverse, and then forward will go in and out of forward and neutral, in and out of forward and neutral. So it's going to be reverse. When you start to feel that reverse momentum, forward, start to feel forward, back to neutral, start to feel reverse, back to neutral, back to forward, I mean. So keeping that in reverse the whole time. This one goes in and out of forward, managing your momentum, okay? Because the thing is, if this is a fixed dock with a piling right here, If you leave it in forward for too long, the boat will slip away from that piling and your engines go straight into that piling. So that's what happens if you don't pay attention, okay? That's going to swing your bow out and then go into neutral. Your bow will continue to swing out for a little bit, and then do not steer at this point. You go both in forward, and then once you're a couple feet away, then you could steer to get away from this boat even better. All right, and then you straighten the wheel and you're out that way. So that is your splitting the sticks to get your bow out. Now to get your, same thing, to get your bow out, steer then gear, okay? We'll have that same piling right there. We'll actually turn into the dock. It seems counterintuitive, but we're gonna back into the dock using that piling or fender. Reverse right here. So port engine reverse, and that's going to bring your bow out. So then back to neutral, straighten the wheel. That's gonna give you enough momentum to bring the bow out. And when you're in neutral, it's gonna come out, come out, come out, and then both in forward and drive out like that. Okay, so both in forward, drive straight out. I said earlier that you only want to get the bow out about 20% of the time, get the stern out about 80% of the time. The reason why is because of conditions, okay? So we'll take that away. With conditions, let's start off with conditions this way. With conditions this way, we want to get the stern off the dock, because getting that stern off the dock, that allows those conditions to hit this side of the boat and help push the boat away. Of course, if it drifts up here, more reverse, right? And that will help ferry the boat away from the dock, okay? So that is why you want to get your stern off the dock. Now, if you had conditions this way and you tried to get the bow off the dock, what happens is the current or wind's moving this way, it's going to try to push you back into the dock. So it's going to be tough. And then when you start to drive out, even if that does work, you start to drive out, that wind and that current pushes you into that boat. So careful there. Now, let's say we have wind this way. This is when you want to bring that bow out, because of a similar scenario, you have wind moving this way, it's going to push on this side of the boat, and then both in forward, and you're out, easy, okay? And if you decide to get your stern out with wind and current moving that way, it's just going to push you back in like that. So you want to use the wind, use the current to your advantage, and that's why we're looking at wind, we're looking at the water ripples, right, on the water, and we're looking at current as well. Now, let's say we have wind moving this way, makes it super easy, untie the lines, and the boat just drifts out like that. That's awesome, so easy for us. So what's going to happen is that wind will take your bow first, and that's okay, and then you can just drive out, or you could decide to back away too. That's no issue, all right? So now, let's get into the hard part. Wind or current pushing you onto the dock, really tough. We can't afford to try to get that bow out, because the bow is the lightest and largest part of the vessel, so it has the most sail area. So as soon as we try to get the bow off the dock, that wind or current is just pushing the boat back in. Okay, so we have to get the stern off the dock. So best thing you can do, turn, starboard or port forward, get that boat out, then turn, starboard reverse, back out that way like that. Okay, that works up to a medium current or medium wind. Now, when you get into heavy wind pushing you on, or heavy current pushing you on, you got to start to learn how to do spring lines. So, we'll talk about spring lines. So, the type of spring line you do depends on how much help you have on board. So, if you have a buddy, you could just tell them what to do, okay? What you will do to start off with is eye of the line on that cleat on the bow, okay? Eye of the line right there. I'm gonna move it out so I can draw lines. Now he's going to wrap it around a cleat on the dock that's around midship, and then back up and tie the cleat hitch on that line, on that cleat on the bow. Okay, now what you'll do, turn into the dock. You want to make sure you have a fender out, okay, or use a piling or something. Turn into the dock, put that port engine forward, okay, and you're going to leave it in forward. Of course, the line's not going to allow you to go into this boat right here as long as you have it tied properly. It's going to pivot, that's a spring line, pivot you out like that. Now, when you get far enough away, you could turn your engines into the wind, reverse, and back away. As you're backing away, the crew member is going to untie that line, untie that cleat hitch, throw the rest of the line in the water, And as you back away, he's just pulling that line in because it's just going to eventually wrap around that and back up to your boat as long as you're pulling it in, okay? That's how you get off with a crew member on board. Without, let's say you're doing it solo. This is not as effective, but it's the only thing we got. So if you are solo, we have to use a spring line from the midship because you're going to be standing midship controlling the boat, right? So you're going to have cleat right here, eye of the line, and then it's going to run towards the bow cleat and back towards the midship, and you're going to tie that cleat hitch right there. So now what we've got to do, turn, starboard reverse. The boat is, you might have to give it some power right here. The boat is barely coming off, barely coming off, barely coming off. You get to a point right here where you can finally untie this line, keep backing away, throw that line in the water, keep backing away, and then as you're free, you could finally pull that line in away from these other boats right here, and then you're able to drive away. So those are the two ways to use your spring lines.